North Oaks is a private community with only two entrances into the city. It is considered a higher income community with little to no crime. I drove through it and recorded my observations. One of the biggest things I noticed while driving through North Oaks was there were no sidewalks anywhere, with little to no shoulder on the side of the roads. This gave no safe place for pedestrians to walk. However, this was about the only bad thing I noticed about North Oaks. I noticed that the area was kept extremely clean and overall the grounds were very well cared for. As I drove around, I was able to easily see that all of the houses were very high-end, big, and beautiful. This showed me that this meant it was in fact a richer neighborhood. In addition, while driving, I was able to see just how many houses had signs in their yards saying their house was protected by a security system. I also noticed there was always at least one police car driving the roads at all times. I found this to be strange, as you wouldn't expect to see this type of patrolling in an extremely low-crime area. I talked to Deputy Michael Burrell, the officer assigned to North Oaks, and asked him a few questions about his job and the area.
One of the main calls where people actually do call 911 is on suspicious, what are considered suspicious type calls.
He also mentioned that the second biggest call-in was for cars speeding. The speed limit everywhere in North Oaks is 30 miles per hour, and people tend to speed down these roads quite often. The accumulative crime rates of North Oaks are, not surprisingly, low. Even with thefts being the most prevalent crime there, the numbers seem to be decreasing from year to year. As seen by the breakdowns of different crimes each year, theft has remained the biggest percentage of all crimes. Each year, thefts make up about 75% of all North Oaks crimes. Burglaries seem to make up about 10 to 20%.
So we have had, like I said, last year, 2018, we had, I know, at least a couple car thefts. Part of that is, I remember at least for actually both of them, somebody left the keys in their car. And it's and part of it because I think people think because it's North Oaks, it's not a big deal.
It was interesting to hear Officer Burrell tell me the two auto thefts occurred because the owners left the keys in the ignition. This just shows me that the people of North Oaks feel safe because very few crimes happen there.
Most residents have security systems, and most alarm calls are false alarms, but we still have to show up to them.
In every community, there are three pillars of sustainability. These three pillars are social, environmental, and economic. North Oaks seems to be very strong in all three categories. North Oaks is easily concluded to be a higher income neighborhood. As you can see, the houses are all very large and expensive. To live in the area, your house design and blueprint must be approved by the city before you are allowed to build it. In addition, the median household income is $142,000, with the median property value being $581,000. All these things show me that the economic pillar for North Oaks is strong and sustainable. While visiting the area, I could see that the roads, yards, and parks were kept very clean and in very good shape. I saw no trash lying around and no leaves or brush on the ground. This gave me the hint that there may be people in charge of caring for the neighborhood. All of this showed me that the pillar for environment for North Oaks was strong and sustainable as well. Compared to the national average and many neighboring cities, North Oaks has a high education rate. The majority of North Oaks kids are sent to Mounds View High School. Mounds View has a very high graduation rate and for years has had higher test scores than the national average. For example, the state's student proficiency in math was a 40%, while Mounds View's was a 75% in the same category. Overall, Mounds View is ranked 7th in Minnesota. Mounds View also offers advanced placement tests, which can give the students some college credit. The participation rate for these tests is 65%. This supports the fact that North Oaks' education rate is high, which proves that the social pillar is strong and sustainable as well. With all three pillars being supported and strong, you can conclude that North Oaks is a very stable and safe neighborhood.